Welcome to Those Guys Sports. It is your boy Mike, and I have the pleasure of finally, like people don't know, people. This guy's been one of my closest friends for the longest time. We've talked ball for a while. In old videos, used to be me and him and two other of our friends that we used to talk ball. We called it the basement. This is just one of potentially many podcasts that I plan to do with my homie. His name is Dwayne. Please introduce yourself, Dwayne, to the people.
What up, world? Shout out Those Guys Sports. Check out the podcast, the most consistent podcast out there, bar none.
Not
Please
the
check
most
it out.
consistent, but it's an attempt. It's an attempt to be somewhat consistent. But the reason why, I'm hoping we'll probably name this a new podcast, probably DM or something like that, something we can make cool that we'll hopefully try to do like weekly or I don't know, we have to figure out a rhythm. But this is the first of hopefully many conversations that we are about to have. Talk about ball. Two people who've loved ball our whole lives. Yourself
Wow.
playing it multiple times. Myself playing it a little bit. You being good at it. Me being mid it's good. It's good for us to finally do this. I'm glad that I get to talk ball with you. And in this of our first episode, like I said, of many, we're gonna talk about the NBA season. We're gonna do some previews, talk about some awards.
Mhm.
It may
Yep.
be a two-parter depending on how our conversation goes, which is great. It's great. Are you excited about the NBA season?
Man, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it, man. What about you?
The thing I would say, like, if I'm being honest, like, what I'm excited about is it's like last year, man. You don't know what's gonna happen. Like you don't know. Like we think it's gonna go down like the Warriors, the Cavs kind of thing, but we don't know. The team behind me is the team that most people are predicting to win, but there's still teams like Boston, the Bucks, the Lakers, the Clippers, the Warriors. Like there's just a lot of teams, and I kind of like it
Yeah.
when there's a multitude of teams that could win a title. I like the league this way. I kind of don't like the thought of having consistency throughout. I kind of like this. So,
Yeah, me too. I
so
like
it's
it.
good.
Like it unpredictable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Very unpredictable. There's no clear cut. These two teams are going to be in the finals, right? So I love it like this,
Right,
right?
right, right. Okay,
And
so
when was the
we can
last time we
start
had a
off.
repeat, right? The
Sorry?
repeat is the Warriors, right? So,
I do believe so. So we can go like this. We can talk about the awards. We can do awards first, and we'll go
okay.
back and forth, or we can do the top 10 teams. How would you like to do it?
Actually, let's do the awards first.
Do the
Let's do the
awards
awards
first?
first.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
So
yeah.
we'll start off with the sixth man of the year. Who do you want me to go
Oh,
first? You want to go first?
you go first, man. You
So
go
it's
first.
funny because we kind of talked yesterday
Yeah,
about everything, which like we didn't want to give each other any hints. But you mentioned the man's name. And I thought it was
yeah,
very interesting that you mentioned his name because he's who
yeah,
I picked. Because when it comes to this whole awards, I'm thinking to myself, like, I don't know how it's gonna go down. I feel like there's multiple people that can win. There's no clear cut anywhere. Once again, there's no LeBron 2014 or Steph or the fact that like when we talk about the MVPs, I feel like I'm gonna surprise you with my choice. But let me get to it. The sixth man of the year for me, because I feel like if I have to pick one person, is Emmanuel Quickly, the New York Knicks. Now,
that's a good
why
pick.
I'm picking him is because I'm thinking that the Knicks are going to be good. He's going to play a major factor. Randall's going to give you like 20, 22. RJ is going to give you 19, 20. So is
Yeah,
Brunson. But they're going to need someone off the bench for that spark. So I'm thinking Quickly is going to give us that spark. And normally, not like last year, but normally the sixth man of the year is someone who can just score the basket. Last year, Brogdon won it, Malcolm Brogdon won it, but that was just
yeah,
more because they were like the best team in the East.
yeah.
Now, what do you think? What do you think about my choice originally?
Well, I like that choice. You know what I mean? Because I look at quickly, he averages like 16 a game. He averages close to 30 minutes a game playing. You know what I mean? So he is
Right.
really that next guy off the bench, right? Quickly. You know what I mean? And he has that high motor. Anytime you see quickly play, he has a very high motor.
He does.
And New York is coming up right now. Adding Brunson last year, right? He's really the engine that makes that team go. The pieces around them, To me, I like that pick. Quickly. Quickly is a good pick. He
You
was
know
in
the
my
thing
top three for the
with
sixth
the
man.
Knicks, like that, I thought it was kind of weird. I didn't like. I know Brunson's good, but I didn't expect this. Like, I didn't expect him to do this.
No one did. No one did.
Like, I didn't expect him to literally elevate Julius Randle, elevate his own game and the team as a whole. Like, I never expected this from them. I'm gonna look at the stats. You keep talking about quickly. I'm gonna look at some of his stats because I'm assuming he puts up the numbers. That's why I picked him. I picked him
Yeah,
out
he
of
does.
sure thought process, but he
He
does.
gets his minutes in. I know that, right? So
Yeah, and the thing I was gonna pick originally Jordan Clarkson, but kind of like what we spoke about before.
yeah,
I think Clarkson's starting for the Jazz,
me too. I believe so too. We'll see how the season goes, right?
right?
But
Because yeah, because looking at their depth chart, it looks like that Clarkson is starting at point. See, imagine
starting, right?
quickly, yeah. See, and what did he average last year? Because I feel like that last year number is gonna mean something to me. He averaged 15 points a game off the bench. That's not bad.
That's pretty good. That's pretty
That's
good.
not bad at all. So who do you think is gonna be the sixth man of the year if you had to choose?
I got my boy over in Sacktown, Malik Monk, six man of the year. Like, even though he came from the Lakers to Sacramento, his averages are still the same points, rebounds, assists wise, more or less. I still feel he's going to make that jump this
Yeah,
year because look at last year, they made the playoffs, got their feet wet. The Sacramento's playing with a whole bunch of confidence. Mike Brown getting coach of the year too. These guys are just, they're, huh,
they were the most they were really hard for me to decide when I
yeah,
made
yeah.
the standings because I'm just like, was it a fluke? Was it like the now every team knows okay, Sacramento's good. Now we have to know how to defend him. Darian Fox winning clutch player of the year or whatever, like that stuff is gonna matter. But I think
It's
it's
not a
a
fluke.
good
I
pick.
don't think it's a fluke. It's a bonus. I don't think it's a fluke over in Sacktown. The coach, the culture, they believe in each other. I don't think it's a fluke, man.
I think you said the right thing, the culture. There's a culture there. There is a
Like the
culture
beam, like the
there.
beam.
Yeah, light the beam. I
Right,
love
right,
that thing. I like that. That
right.
was like my favorite part. I actually
Yeah,
love that thing that they did. So he last year averaged 13.5, 4 assists, which is actually a lot of assists. Someone coming
yeah.
off the bench.
And he was only getting like 22 minutes, 23 minutes a game.
That's not 4 assists for 22 minutes a game. Someone off the
Yeah.
bench. That's really good.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's
He's
really good.
very athletic as well, right? His 3-point shooting has it's good. It's not great, it's good,
Right,
right?
right,
So
right.
you still
That's
have
a
to
good pick.
you have to close out on him, and he has that first step in the leaping ability. So that's my sixth man.
See, I think if he gets maybe 25, 26 minutes, he's probably a shoe in.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
probably a shoe in
We'll
because
see
you're
if
right.
the minutes go up a little bit because you see the minutes are still kind of consistent as with the Lakers.
Right. Right. So then, and I see that like Terrence Davis is not on the team anymore. So a lot of the guys that were scoring for them before aren't really there. So you would expect probably an uptick in, Murray. There will be his third year. I think we're all probably expecting a little bit more from him. I think that
Yeah,
he's like a fundamental player. He's always going to be crucial. I could probably see Barnes taking a tick down. He's a little bit older. So that could be like, do I see Barnes averaging 15? Barnes did play about 82 games. He was an Iron Man, so that's not bad.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
See, they say
Shout
with
out
this
to
team,
Bonds.
like they didn't suffer injuries. And I'm looking at it. Fox played 73, Sabonis played 79, Herter 75, Barnes, like I said, 82, Monk 77, Keegan Murray 80. Man's played on this team.
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah,
really didn't get hurt. That's not
yeah.
you need those. You need those. They definitely had the injury luck. Okay, so my pick was quickly. Scully's point was Malik Monk. Okay, let's go to the next award. I feel like this one is not going to be too like this one will be one we can move past real quick. I would say if you have someone that you really want to talk about, go ahead. It's your platform. It's our podcast, so you can.
Thank you. It's yours. I'm a guest.
Nah.
I'm
This is
the
ours. We're gonna
best.
make it ours. This is what makes this special. This is our podcast, and we're gonna make it real good. Coach of the year.
Coach of the year, Yume Udoka.
I
Yeah,
know you told me that you believe in the Houston Rockets. For him to win Coach of the Year, you must really believe in that.
Yo, let me tell you something. Houston last year, 22 wins, right?
Right, right.
This year, I believe Houston is capable of getting 36 to 38 wins, right? I believe there's only been like maybe two coaches ever to win Coach of the Year, and the teams are under 500 or have like a 500-ish like
Right,
record, right?
right.
I feel like he could be the third guy. You know what I mean? I feel that way. You know what I mean? This is the revenge season for Udoka, right? After what happened last year and the whole politics and whatnot, he's got definitely a new squad over there in Houston, new guys over there. They need a coach that's gonna lay down the law. You know what I mean? Because Houston for the last few years just been like guys just go over there and just play whatever, do whatever. There's no organization, right? So now Udoka's there. I feel that's the man they need. He's respected. Players respect him. Organizations respect him. To me, he's coach of the year. He's gonna change the culture there. That's my pick.
The thing is, you're saying everything you're saying, and I'm listening to it. I'm going like, man, he's making good points. Because Udoka in
Yeah,
Boston,
yeah,
he made them tougher. He made them tougher.
yes.
Legit, he put his
100.
foot down, and I always remember there's a clip of like Jaylen Brown. He screwed up a play, and he's walking towards the bench, and Udoka like is sizing him up, like, hey, you can't play
Yo,
like this. Like
yeah,
that's not how we're playing here. So
yeah.
yeah, I think that's not bad. Like that's I'm not sure if I see them winning that much games because I think they want to be bad, but I also know they don't have their draft pick unless it's top four protected. I think they have a top four protected, so they have to be bottom tier to get that draft pick. If they don't, I believe that one's going to either Brooklyn from that old James Harden trade or it's going somewhere, right? So I
Oh,
think
so
that
they have to tank,
you
huh?
have to tank to do all that.
I
That's
don't like Udoka doesn't. It's tough. I don't see Udoka,
I
right?
don't see
I
it
don't
either.
see.
That's why I think you have a good point. Like I don't see Udoka like really wanting to tank. That's not in
Yeah,
his DNA to tank. He's part of the Spurs culture. Then
yeah.
he was like what he did with Boston. Yeah, I don't see that happening.
Who's your coach of the year though?
My
Who do you?
coach of the year, I'm gonna mess up his name, so I have to say it phonetically incorrect. It's Mark Dagnall from the OKC Thunder. I'm telling you now, right now,
Mm.
my the way I believe in OKC, I'm about to say crazy stuff. The way I believe in OKC, I just believe in Shea. I believe in Dort. I believe in Giddy. I believe in Jalen Williams. I believe in the other Jalen Williams.
Oh
I believe
man,
in this team, and I definitely, when you're gonna hear it, I believe in another man. I'm not gonna mention his name yet, but
them
I
no
believe in
need.
him and that much. I believe in that this team. I just think they're young, they're talented. You don't know what you're gonna expect from them. He's already a good coach. This is the team that already won 35 games last season. This team was good. They just decided to tank. They were fighting for that like 11th seed last year.
Yep,
Let me
yep.
actually get exactly how much games they won. From what I swear it was like 35, 36. Almost they made it to the play-in. It's not like they didn't make it to the play-in. They were a play-in team last year. They just you can tell they wanted other things. They probably really wanted to tank, but they have like what 20 plus draft picks, a bunch of like in the
That's
future.
a
They
whole
have a
nother
lot.
team.
They
That's a
have
whole
a
nother
lot of
team.
second round picks. Like they're a team of the future for
Yeah,
sure. For sure,
yeah.
for sure.
I love
So
OKC. I love what they're about still.
it's they once again it starts with the Canadian from Hamilton, Shea, and it kind
Shut
of see
up.
I'm wrong. They didn't win they won 40 games last season. They won 40. So there's no way you're telling me this team cannot win with the added experience, the added culture, adding the guy who I'm about to talk about soon. This team could win like 48 to 52 games.
If 50 games, huh?
I think the West is
They
very
have the
hard to
talent.
predict.
They definitely have the talent. They definitely
So
have the talent. If everyone stays healthy, they have the talent. That's a key.
yeah, so that's my coach of the year. So you know what? I was going to talk about DPOI, but I kind of keep threading that conversation of who I think is the rookie of the year. So I know the obvious choice should be Victor, but Scully, I'm not going there. I'm going Chet.
We, oh man,
I'm
my
going
guy,
Chet.
my guy. That's my guy. That's my
Chet,
pick too. That's my pick
Good.
too.
Okay. So then you tell me why you think Chet should be the rookie of the year, or why he will win rookie of the year.
Why not him being rookie of the year? He already seen how the league works and operates, been through the training, the staff, the coaching, the workouts, the rehab. He's got that revenge season. It was supposed to be a second season. He's got a revenge season in him. He's got a shot. He can handle the ball. Great feel for the game. Amazing length. Good footwork. What else is there to say?
And he's a
You know what I
great
mean?
defensive
Sure, he
player
needs to
too.
gain more, a little more muscle, right? But that's gonna come through the workouts, through the season, whatever it's gonna come, the nutrition. But to me, he's clear cut rookie of the year. To me, it's Chet, it's Wemby, and then it's Scoot. That's how I feel.
See, and the thing is, we've probably come across crazy because we're not picking Victor, right?
No,
So it sounds
it's
like
not.
why not Victor? And I think both of us can kind of agree. Like, I'm glad that Victor's playing games. Like, I see it. But do I think Victor's going to be playing games throughout the whole season? No, no. Greg
No.
Popovich was benching Timmy D at one. He's benching Victor. He's benching. He's Victor's probably playing like I would hope to still see like 50 games out of Victor, right? You're hoping that Victor will
Yeah,
play 50.
definitely, definitely.
Right. So if he plays 50, like, but the moment, let's say Victor just has a little bit of a leg issue, oh, he's sitting down. Victor, we just need you to gain weight, understand some size, like play against Embiid one game and then sit back down and you're not playing for the rest of the season. Where with
Yeah,
Chet, going back to my OKC Thunder love, he's playing minutes. He's playing minutes. You're right about the size. He's playing the five. He shouldn't play the five. He's a guy who should probably play like the four in most lineups.
yeah,
So I would expect OKC. They have so much draft picks. They can trade two draft picks, maybe a couple, like maybe one young guy, and get a big. This is future telling. OKC Thunder with all the draft picks that they have, they can go big game hunting. They can
yeah.
call up. It's too late for the Bucks, but they had the opportunity to call up the Bucks and be like, "What's up with Giannis? What you need? We got five draft picks from different squads that are about to lose. And we got Giddy. Heck, we'll trade Jalen Williams. We'll trade them all. As
I
long as we
love
keep
Giddy.
Shea,
I love Giddy. That
right?
guy's Mr. All Around. He's
He is.
Mr. All Around.
He is. But they're probably gonna he's the most expendable guy to trade because he's the one that people would want. So to
Yeah.
me, OKC can make a lot of moves, especially for a big.
You're right, You're absolutely right. Giddy is the guy on the OKC team, aside from Shea, that can fit into any
Right,
NBA roster.
right, right,
Any.
right. And you're not gonna trade Shea. Not now.
No.
So it's much easier to do it this way. And then see, you could trade Giddy, maybe a first round pick, call Chicago. Hey Vooch, this team ain't winning.
Ooh.
Bring Vooch
Ooh.
there. Vooch plays the five, Chet plays the four. Chet's a good defender anyway. Chet's a really good defender. So it's just like, I don't know. I believe in Chet. I think he's gonna play minutes. It's like you had said originally, it's that Ben Simmons effect. That Ben Simmons, Ben Simmons took the year off, then came the following year, started playing. He knew the NBA a little bit more. He got a little bit of size. He was watching. That stuff
Yeah.
matters. Ben Simmons and then Blake Griffin, right? I think that same thing is going to happen to Chet. Is that ability to watch NBA speed and go like, oh, this is what NBA game is like, and I watched it for a whole season. Chet's my pick.
And the thing that Chet has over both of those two examples is he can already shoot.
Alrighty, alrighty,
Right?
shoot.
Blake developed his shot later on. Whatnot. Ben Simmons, that we'll leave that alone. Right.
That's
So
definitely that alone.
yeah, so definitely.
Yeah, so I think we're both picking Chet for rookie of the year, which I'm glad that we're following that pattern. We just believe in Chet. We believe in Chet, which is good.
I've been
Okay.
believing in Chet. You too. I know you've been believing in him.
Oh
So
yeah, I definitely believe he's gonna show out. He's gonna show out. That OKC team should be much better. Okay, defensive player of the year. Who do you have?
me, I got Mr. Jimmy Buckets. Jimmy Butler. I got
Win.
defensive player of the year. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, that would be a game changer if you won defensive player of the year.
He's never won defense player of the year. He's have the all defensive first team, has won defense player of the year, right? The trend, Smart won it last year. First two guards since Gary Payton, right?
Right.
To win it. So It's not going to be Giannis. I don't think it's going to be a big this year or Giannis, right?
Yeah,
I feel it's going to be a perimeter player, and I feel it's going to be Butler. The thing is, they're not going to give Butler the MVP, in my opinion,
right.
right? So, what other word to give him than the Defensive Player of the Year award? Look at how far he's been taking Miami, right?
Very far. Very far.
Guarding their best player and putting up big numbers, right? I would give it to Kawhi, but Kawhi maybe play 50 games this year.
That guy ain't playing.
So,
That guy ain't playing.
to be honest, right? So I'm going with Butler. I'm going with Butler. He's the one that makes the Miami Heat engine go on both sides. I'm giving to Butler. That's my
So
pick.
the crazy thing, like, that's a very bold defensive player of the year, I would say. Very bold. I think because of the minutes he or I say the games he plays, I'm not sure if I see Jimmy Butler doing it, but I to argue against it isn't it'd be a little hard to agree with you. They're not going to give it to certain guys. I think they really want to give to Anthony Davis. I think that's someone that they really want to give defensive player of the year to
Yeah.
because I don't want to go on Anthony Davis spiel, but I always feel like the league really wants Anthony Davis to be this guy that he
Yeah.
may not be. He just may not be that guy. And I think they want him to be that way. Jaren Jackson Jr., I would have been more inclined to give it to him,
Yeah.
but it looks like Steven Adams is not going to play all year. So I don't believe he's going to be able to do it because it's just too much on his plate. They probably need
100.
him to score offensively a little bit more with a Bane, especially with a Jaw out for 25 games. I'm not too sure if that's what we're going to see from him. But yeah, so my pick is actually Jimmy Butler's teammate, Bam Adebayo. I believe Bam has the ability, he wants it. One of the best defensive players in the league.
He
I'm gonna
is.
go Bam, but it's clear that we both think Miami is still great defensively.
Yeah.
I still think Miami is probably the most dangerous team. When I do my bold predictions, it's just
Yeah.
they're still dangerous. Like
Yeah.
for some reason, neck and neck, I think they still match pretty well just because of what they can do offensively with certain guys and what they can do defensively. And I think yeah, Bam can guard 1 through 5.
He can.
He is an excellent rim defender, excellent on the perimeter. Like he's just a great defender overall. And I think that this could be a year that he wins and gets the accolade that he deserves as the defensive player of the year. But it's clear that we both have Miami Heat as that. It looks like we most likely will do a part 2 as our Zoom is running out of time. We have like 8 minutes left, so we're still good. We're still good though. We're still good. So our second to last one is most improved player. Tell me who you think most improved player is.
Mike, the most improved player in the NBA. He's right now on the Washington Wizards. Jordan Poole. Yeah, yeah. He's got his own team now. I
So
know this is a hot take, but this is the hottest take. He's got his own team now. And if you look at the roster, who else is really going to score on that roster other than him and
he's gonna
Kuzma?
score points. So if anyone really knows me, they know there's certain type of players that I just never been fond of. And I think Jordan Poole fits the resume to a T.
I know.
Guys
I
who I
know.
just am not the biggest fans of. I like guys who play on both sides of the ball. I hate chuckers. I just cannot take a chucker. I only want like a chucker if he's a 6 man of the year. Like if you're a chucker, then be Jordan Clarkson and shoot the
Yeah.
ball at efficient rate. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jordan Poole. The thing is, like he's like a top. I think he's top 6 in the fantasy of potentially getting it. So
Mm.
I don't know. He could. He's probably gonna give like 30 points a game. And when stuff like that happens, like if he can give us 35 assists and like maybe 5 rebounds, it'd be hard not to give it to him. I have to be honest. It'd be hard
It's his
not to
revenge
give it to him.
season too, right? It's the revenge
Definitely
season,
revenge.
right? So
He
I'm
needs to
using that
prove
field.
himself to a lot of people that he's like worth the contract. He deserves the hype and he could be a potential all-star. The guy I gave it to is so my pick is Maxi because of the whole James Harden situation.
That's a
Maxi's
good pick.
gonna,
I like
he,
that pick. That's a good pick.
he's gonna get the ball more, right? Like he's gonna get the ball more. So I would expect him to be someone who's going to, shoot the ball at a efficient rate, get it during when they really needed down the stretch, really be that second guy to Embiid because I don't think James Harden's coming back. So because of that, I can really see Maxey doing that. That is the one pick. But if I'm honest, my homer pick after seeing some of the preseason is Scotty Barnes. Let Scotty Barnes let now there's a whole Raptor conversation that can happen in the future, but there was clearly some miscommunication with him and Fred VanVleet. And I think Scotty now knows, and I think the way the team is moving, it's his team. If it's his team, he's going 20, potentially 7. And
You feel that way? To me, it's question marks on Scotty Barnes right now.
He was playing so good. He's been playing so good for the preseason that I gotta give it to him. I gotta give it to Scotty. If like he has the ball in his hands and if the preseason is real, then I can definitely see him get it. But yeah, Tyrese Maxey is my real pick because of his ability to be the second fiddle to Embiid, and they're gonna need it. If they're gonna win 48 to 50 games, they're gonna need Maxey at a maximum level.
100%.
Now, we get to the biggest award, the big award, the MVP.
Yeah.
I'll go with mine first. Like I said, the way the league is moving, the guy behind me, Jokic, they don't want to give it to him. They don't want to give it to Giannis.
No.
And they don't want to give it to Embiid. They don't want to give it to no European player, right? I don't think so. I don't think they want another European player to get it.
Oh, you feel that way? Okay.
I truly do. So I think I'm voting an American and a team that's going to be good. I'm not too happy with this pick. So if you want to shit on it,
I kind of feel like I know what you're going to say, but say what you're going to say.
Jason Tatum.
That's my pick too.
I just think that's who they want to give it to. It's narrative based. It's not because I think he's actually the MVP. I just think they don't want to give it to a European.
But the thing is, though, Mike, Tatum has statistically got better every season. Points, rebounds, assists, every season since rookie year. Yeah. Right? So, you know what I mean? And he was at over 30 a game last year.
He was. Right? He was.
It's just the playoffs kind of, right?
Yeah.
That's all it was. And that's what kind of everyone's questioning, right? But to me, MVP is for the regular season, not for the playoffs and the finals. So we're talking about regular season. Yeah.
Giannis is not getting a third one.
Like, I agree with you 100%. And Joker. 100%.
Yeah, they're not getting it. Like Joker may get it, but like then there's gonna be like a narrative pushing with Jokic. So I don't think they're giving it to him. Giannis, you have Damian Lillard, you're crossed off now. You're crossed off. The one guy that I wanted to mention to you, just to like throw out there, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some sort of Steph Curry love this year. A little bit of Steph Curry love because the Warriors, I think, are going to be good. And Steph is playing.
You think the Warriors are going to be good?
Oh, when we make our next video about the top teams, I have them pretty high. And we talk about that finals.
Okay.
I believe the Warriors. Steph is playing his actual true position. If we talk about troops, he's playing the 2.
Yeah,
that's his true position.
Yeah,
he's going to shoot the ball all the time, I think. So the Steph is the other guy, but Jason Tatum, like you said, like the points are there. It's a regular season award. Boston's probably going to be good this season. It's honestly like I feel it's almost going to be handed to the guy. Either it's Luka, and that's if Dallas is good, but if not, it's Jason Tatum. We're handing you the thing. There's no one really else to give it to. Jokic has 2, Giannis has 2, Embiid has 1. We're definitely not giving it to Embiid anymore. But I wouldn't be surprised. So now that I said Embiid's name, would you be shocked if there's no James Harden and Embiid just goes, okay, I'm going Akeem, give me 35, 12, and like 4 assists? How do you deny that?
I think if you were to do that, you can't deny that, right? You can't deny that. But remember, there's another guy over there, Maxey, right? And Maxey is going to do his no Harden. More ball in my hand, more playmaking for me to make. I think Embiid will do good this year, though, still. I think he'll be obviously in the MVP race. Like, he'll be in the top 5, I feel. But your pick is correct.
Yeah.
Right? Or Luka, depending, like you said, how Dallas is kind of. If Dallas is in the 5.
Right.
I think it's going to go to Luka if he's in the 5. Because, Luka's is going to be balling out of his mind.
Right.
If Dallas is in the 7 and below. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. That's why we both picked Jason Tatum, right? Because it just we're thinking about standings and with the trajectory of it all and the other
Yeah,
guys that won it.
yeah. We know
Just
Boston's going to be top 3 or 4 in the East.
right.
We know.
The only man, but he's not gonna have enough games. The only man that could have honestly competed this year is John Moran. That's just another like if he actually had the time,
Yeah,
I definitely think he would have done it.
yeah.
So, so much so. But we're gonna stop it here. This is just part one of our season preview. We're gonna start again, and it's gonna be about the standing. We're gonna give our finals predictions. So for Michael, this is Scully. Thank you guys. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and we'll talk again very, very soon. Peace.